alone and absolutely absorbed by whatever he's seeing in the glass in front of him, a glass that looks ordinary with something clear or dark inside it, something partially drunk but never completely gone. Everything's there, all the plans that came to nothing, the stupid love affairs, and the terrifying ones, the ones where actual happiness opened like a hole beneath his feet and he fell in, then lay helpless while the dirt rained down a little at a time to bury him. And his friends are there, cracking open six-packs, raising the bottles, the click of their meeting like the sound of a pool cue nicking a ball, the wrong ball, that now edges black and shining toward the waiting pocket. But it stops short, and at the bar the lone drinker signals for another. Now the relatives are floating up with their failures, with cancer, with plate loads of guilt and a little laughter too, and even beauty. Some afternoon from childhood, a lake, a ball game, a book of stories, a few flurries of snow that thicken and gradually cover the earth until the whole world's gone white and quiet, until there's hardly a world at all, no traffic, no money or butchery or sex, just a blessed peace that seems final but isn't. And finally, the glass that contains and spills this stuff continually while the drinker hunches before it, while the bartender gathers up empties, gives back the drinker's own face. Who knows what it looks like? Who cares whether or not it was young once, or ever lovely? Who gives a shit about some drunk rising to stagger toward the bathroom, some man or woman, or even lost angel who recklessly threw it all over, heaven, the ether, the celestial works, and said, fuck it, I want to be human. Who believes in angels anyway? Who has time for anything but their own pleasures and sorrows, for the few good people they've managed to gather around them against the uncertainty, against afternoons of sitting alone in some bar with a name like the Embers, or the Ninth Inning, or the Wishing Well? Forget that, loser. Just tell me who's buying, who's paying. Christ, but I'm thirsty, and I want to tell you something. Come close, I want to whisper it, to pour the words burning into you, the same words for each one of you. Listen, it's simple. I'm saying it now, while I'm still sober, while I'm not about to weep bitterly into my own glass, while you're still here. Don't go yet. Stay, stay. Give me your shoulder to lean against. Steady me. Don't let me drop. I'm so in love with you I can't stand up.
Wow.
Follow up to Wendy's essence. So this is from the new book, Lucifer at the Starlight. This is called Forms of Love. I love you, but I'm married. I love you, but I wish you had more hair. I love you more. I love you more like a friend. I love your friends more than you. I love how when we go into a mall and classical music is playing, you can always name the composer. I love you, but one or both of us are fictional. I love you, but I am an unstable signifier. I love you saying, I understand the semiotics of that, when I said, I have a little personal business to take care of. I love you as long as you love me back. I love you in spite of the restraining order. I love you from the coma you put me in. I love you more than I've ever loved anyone except for this one guy. I love you when you're not getting drunk and stupid. I love how you get me. I love your pain, it's so competitive. I love how emotionally unavailable you are. I love you like I'm a strange backyard and you're running from the cops looking for a place to stay. I love your hair. I love you, but I'm just not that into you. I love you secretly. I love how you make me feel like I'm a monastery in the desert. I love how you defined grace as the little turn the blood in the syringe takes when you're shooting heroin after you pull back the plunger slightly to make sure you've hit the vein. I love your mother. She's the opposite of mine. I love you and feel a powerful spiritual connection to you even though we've never met. I love your tacos. I love your stick deodorant. I love it when you tie me up with ropes using the knots you learned in Boy Scouts, and you do the Stone Dennis Hopper rap from Apocalypse Now. I love your extravagant double takes. I love your mother, even though I'm nearly her age. I love everything about you except your hair. If it weren't for that, I know I could really, really love you. This is a really new one called Manners. Address older people as sir or ma'am unless they drift slowly into your lane as you aim for the exit ramp. Don't call anyone dickhead, fuckface, or asshat. These terms are reserved for ex-boyfriends or anyone you once let get past second base and later wished would be sucked into a sinkhole. Yelling obscenities at the TV is okay as long as sports are clearly visible on the screen, but it's rude to mutter at the cleaning products in Safeway. Also rude mentioning bodily functions. Therefore, sentiments such as, I went balls to the wall for her, or I have to piss like a chick with a pelvic disorder at a kegger contest are best left unexpressed. Don't say chick, which is demeaning to the billions of sentient creatures jammed in sheds, miserably pecking for millet. Don't talk about yourself. Ask questions of others in order to show your interest. How do you like my poem so far? Do you think I'm pretty? What would you give up to make me happy? Don't open your raincoat to display your nakedness. Fondling a penis in public is problematic, but Botero's black sculpture of a man in the Time Warner building in New York, his pee-pee rubbed gold, seems to be an exception. Please lie to me about your pedophilia and the permafrost layer. Stay in bed on bad hair days. When the pulley of your child unwinds the laundry line of your list of items to shove deep in the dryer. Dirt brother's t-shirt, depressed mother's socks and tennis racket, tie worn by soused father driving the kids home from McDonald's Raw Bar. If you refuse your host's offer of alcohol, it is best to say, I'm so hungover the very thought of drinking makes me feel like projectile vomiting. Or, no thank you, it interferes with my medications. Hold your liquor whenever it is fearful and lonely, whenever it needs your love. Don't interrupt me when I'm battering. Divorce your cell phone in a romantic restaurant. Here's an example of a proper thank you card. Thank you for not sharing with me the extrusions of your vague creative impulse. Thank you for not believing those lies everyone spreads about me, and for opening the door to the next terrifying moment. And thank you especially for not opening your mouth while I'm trying to digest my roast chicken.